today excuse me. Today I'm gonna do a tutorial on my everyday go-to quick face makeup. So I take you through my products, my tips, my tricks, everything I've learned that works on my face. So hopefully you can pick up something along the way to help speed up your beauty routine and try new things. I love trying new things, especially with makeup, because you can just wash it off and try again. I don't always use foundation every day. I usually use it for special occasions, like date night or girls' night or something like that. But when I do use it, I use Bobbi Brown in beige number 3. I just went to like Sephora and they scanned my skin tone and that's what came up. And then I use one of these beauty blenders and I do 2 pumps. And then I like rub it all in after I wet this down. My everyday go-to, I don't use it. I just use concealer. But first I use moisturizer. St. Ives Timeless Skin Collagen Elastin. And I just use a tiny bit. Make sure to be very gentle around your eyes because it's super tender. So after this dries, I use an under eye and an eyelid prep, and you can buy like primer that's like super expensive at the store, or I have a hack for you. The same ingredients as like Sephora or MAC's eye prep or eye pots or whatever is in this Monistat chafing cream. So super cheap. I just get it at my normal grocery store. I just use a really tiny bit. You can't even see it. It's like a pea, not even a pea, like a half a pea, like a mushed pea size. And I put it on my ring finger. Let me see if I can do this. My ring finger, because it applies the least amount of pressure on my under eyes. And I very lightly rub it on my under eyes. And then I also do my eyes and my little nose area and forehead. My concealer is CoverGirl Clean in Fair, and I also use this as like a spot corrector. So what I'll do first is I just pull it out of the container and I'll do 2 little dots in the corners of my eyes. If I need little spots, I'll dab it with a little wand. Taking my ring fingers again, I'm going to make a triangle, right? So I pull it down and then I go out. And I come back in here and make sure that it's spread evenly, being very soft and gentle. And then I dab the other spots. And I also go up to my eyelid again, the same spots that I applied my primer to, just so that my eyeshadow is a lot brighter. I never used to use like the primer or the concealer on my eyes, but I realized that the color lasts longer and is a lot brighter. Okay, so after I have my concealer on, I use Maybelline Mineral Power Finishing Veil in Translucent. This, like in pictures, this does not come up as a weird white powder underneath your eyes, so this is amazing. So what I do is I just shake it a little bit, and then I use whatever is in the lid. So I have a special brush that I use. It's a foundation brush. All my brushes are basically from Target, the Sonia Cusack line. I love them, use them for probably close to 10 years now. I think they're really great quality brushes. So this is the foundation brush, and I just dab and tap. And I'm gonna go in the same triangle motion. And I'm just gonna do my under eyes right now. And I'm not gonna put this brush away, I'm gonna keep it, and I'll show you why later. Now that all my prep is done, I can begin on putting some color. This is my absolute favorite bronzer. It's Tarte, Park Avenue Princess, and it's waterproof. I go swimming a lot and I go to the beach a lot because I live in Florida, and this is amazing. So the way I apply blush is I follow my cheekbones from about right here up in a sweeping motion, and then I do little circles, you know, I just kind of blend, and then I follow my hairline all the way over and I apply more. And then I follow it on my jaw. So I'm just getting residual stuff up here because I don't want to look dirty. You know, some people contour and it's just like a huge stark difference. I want to look a little bit more natural. Just like a little soft summer-kissed glow. Now for my blush, I use two different products. So Maybelline's Dream Bouncy Blush in Hot Tamale. And it's kind of like a mousse texture, but I don't use a brush or my fingers or anything. I just go straight to my cheeks and it applies just the right amount of blush. See how that's awesome? And if I get a little too dark, I just, you know, rub it in just a tad. And then my favorite blush is also Tarte in Feisty. One of blushes, and the reason why I love this so much is it's also waterproof. I have no idea how they get it to be waterproof, but it works. And who doesn't love waterproof? Especially if you have kids. Like, how are you never not gonna get messy during the day? You might as well just have your best defense up. I always feel like when I get to the blush stage, like my eyes just go boing, boing, boing. Now, for my eyebrows, I use a super simple way. I just use eyeshadow. I mean, this is an old one from, what is this, Maybelline Expert Wear in Autumn Coppers. And I just use this little medium color. In the corner of my eye, I'm gonna do an upwards motion because it doesn't grow this way there. It grows up. So I go up right here. And then when I get to about my halfway mark, I do the horizontal. After that's all done, I use the little brushy thingy and it will wipe away, like, I feel like they're super dark and they stand out right now, like they don't perfectly match. So I'll use this little brush thingy and it'll kind of tone it down. My eyeshadow, everyday eyeshadow that I go to is in a little kit by Almay. I'm gonna use this on my lids, this on my crease, and this is my highlight. So I have hooded eyes. I'm gonna kind of come in here and show you. This part of my eye settles and hangs over my lid, okay? So let me show you what it looks like if I didn't have a hooded eye. Your eye would look a little bit, you would see a little bit more of your lid. So I have hooded eyes. I'm gonna kind of come in here and show you. This part of my eye settles and hangs over my lid, okay? So let me show you what it looks like if I didn't have a hooded eye. Your eye would look a little bit, you would see a little bit more of your lid. But mine kind of rests there and hides it a little bit. So when I use this, I'll put it on the lid, but I'll also put it up on, like I have to open my eye so I can see my brow bone. Like the brow bone and this little overhang. I just put the color everywhere. So what I do for this is I start in the corner and I'm gonna follow this crease or my brow bone. And what helps a little bit is if you tip your head back a little bit, you can see the crease because you want the tip to just ride that crease. You do not want it to go on the lid because it'll overwhelm that color. So I just apply it on both sides and then I take my blending brush and I go over it a ton. And sometimes I'll come back to the lid corner and I'll like smudge it a little bit so it looks kind of smoky. But just the corner. Make sure that you keep this area clean. So now that I'm done with this blending brush, I use the residual leftover to contour my nose. Now I don't use a liquid because I feel like it's too heavy and too much and makes me look dirty. But using this leftover powder is a lot softer. So what I'm gonna do, I'll show you with this end, is I'm basically gonna follow, I'm gonna press this up against my nose and follow my nose. And then I'm gonna come over to this side and follow my nose, kind of like this. And I'm just gonna lightly, like that, and then I'll do the tip. Let me see if I can get close. See the difference? Just slightly. So you remember this baby that we used at the very beginning? We are gonna use this so that I don't look like I have a dirty nose. It softens your contouring. Rub it a little bit. And I also use it on my nose all the way up to my forehead. Much softer. Last thing is highlighter, and I just use this highlighting brush. It's really fluffy. And I will follow underneath my eyebrow. Now with the leftover, I use on my nose, my cheeks, right on the top of my cheekbone, on top of my blush, but lower than my concealer powder. And if I choose to wear lipstick that day, I highlight my Cupid's bow. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna get really close for this next part because I'm gonna be doing eyeliner. It is a brush tip illustrative eyeliner. It's got this cute little tip and it's like a liquid. So what I do is I don't tend to do a huge cat eye because I struggle with the shape, especially with my eye. I feel like it just doesn't look right. So I tend to not go very far past my eye with my cat eye. So how they teach to do the cat eye is, let me see if I can get a different brush. Where your bottom lid meets the top lid, it's at an angle, right? You just continue that angle as your cat eye, right? So just like that. So what I do is I use this as a stamp. So like, let me see if I can show you on my hand. I will keep it horizontal and I'll just stamp it. Well, it's not working really well. So let me follow this line and I'll stamp my cat eye. It's really light. And then I'll start in my corner. I don't go all the way to the very corner. I start like right here because I feel like it looks too harsh. And I'll usually stamp as close as I can get to the eyelashes because I don't like a space between. And then you connect your cat eye tip over here to about the middle. I try and do it to about the middle because you want more volume on the outside than you do on the inside. It'll make your eyes appear bigger, more exotic, more awake, more open. And then I just fill it in. Perfect. Now I use this brush for my bottom lashes. It's a double-sided brush. And it's by Wonder Wand, C8 London Wonder Wand Gel Kohl Eyeliner. And I do the bottom very, very lightly because I already feel like my eyes are huge. I don't want bug eyes. And then I take this and I smudge it. And how I connect my bottom lash to my top lash is when I get over to this corner, I use this little brush and I just smudge it up into the cat eye. This is my mascara. This is the little mini version. It is Tarte, again, I can't help it, they're just so good. Tarte's Lights Camera Lashes, and it's hypoallergenic. I have a lot of eye allergies and a lot of mascara bothers my eyes. But this is great. I also cannot wear waterproof mascara. I don't know what it is, but it makes my eyelids ache. Like they're just so sore. They become so tender and swollen. It's just ridiculous. I can never wear waterproof mascara. Before I found this one, I used CoverGirl's Lash Blast Volume. This is the waterproof. I just can't wear it. Because it's amazing. I really loved it. And I never use like an eyelash curler. I don't know if I'm just really lucky and my eyes or my eyelashes are already super curly or what. But the technique I use is I will apply it to the base and I'll keep it there for like 10 seconds and I'll push it a little bit so that it forces the rest of my eyelashes, the rest of the eyelashes to like go up. And then after about 10 seconds, then I slowly pull through. And I like the really wispy looking eyelashes. I don't like clumps. So I brush a lot through, and I don't apply a lot of mascara. I like using a little bit of mascara and doing multiples. If I ever do get clumps, I use my little eyebrow thing to help brush it through. Let me demonstrate how I do this. So I'm pushing a little bit on the bottom, and then I pull through. Slow. Okay. I'm gonna do it again. That was more like 3 to 5 seconds, so not 10 seconds. And the bottom lashes are super, super easy. And I'll go back and I will not reapply any more mascara. I'll just use what's left over. And I will apply, I'll just go through my lashes again because it adds just a little bit more mascara and it helps. I'm pushing as well. Like I'm applying pressure as I'm pulling. I'm not just doing this flutter thing. I'm actually trying to cause resistance. I close my eyelid at the same time that I'm pushing up, so it creates a little bit of tension. So on the off chance that I am wearing lip gloss, Makeup Forever in 1C as my lip liner, and I go very light. And then the lip gloss I use is Smashbox Pink Lady. Super pretty and neutral. So there you go. Hopefully some of these tips and tricks help you out and speed up your daily routine, because ain't nobody got time to spend hours on hair and makeup. Am I right?